Hey, what's up, guys? How you doing?
What's up, guys?
Good.
Were you in Chicago, dude?
No, I'm in the New York office.
Oh, what are you doing there?
What am I doing here? I'm losing track. Oh, so did pizza in Brooklyn yesterday, came into the office to do this show today, going to Saratoga. After this, we have a big thing that we're doing, as you know, because I invited Mutt to partake.
Right. Yes, you
Yeah, we have for Travers Day, we have a big set. So myself, Big Cat, Rico, Jersey Jerry are all going to be live in Elio, all live right at the paddock. So it's kind of cool.
Did Rico get a helicopter?
It's the DraftKings.
nice.
Shout out DraftKings Travers. They're sponsoring the Travers. No, he didn't get a helicopter.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Is he at that camp thing, right, Rico?
He is. Yeah, Dan flies him in. Just he knows he gets some cheap laughs. Like someone say look like Frank the Tank. I don't know if you guys saw that.
I did see that picture. It's a bad angle. That was a bad angle.
And I'm laughing now because some girl, woman, whatever, Tits McGee is like some betting woman has come at him in the comment section saying,
is he sticking his stomach out there?
He's one of those guys that you see him, like he can look so different like every time you see him.
He vehemently denies that he has a belly, but I mean, there's certain pictures of him that would. I was reading the thread. There's a woman. She's like a betting girl. She has huge boobs, and I think that's a lot of reviews. But when on the last pick, and we were saying how healthy debates stink, and I just went down a rabbit's hole reading the comments. The riders are they're a funny group of people, but they're defending him.
Well, they're riders.
Yeah, and the comments are like, if Rico doesn't flaunt his body, he flaunts his mind. Like, do stuff like that. Wear a winter coat, and we'll see who has more views. So, but yeah, he gets attacked. The gambling world's crazy because a lot of people want jobs. A lot of people want, their chance to shine, and they come for Rico now almost every year like a rite of passage. Oh, that's another bad.
Wait a minute.
Somebody's in the back right now. Just
looks pregnant.
It's an eclipse. It's a full eclipse. Yeah, that's real.
What's that?
I was listening to Pick'em, Dave, and excited for the season to get going again. But there's this whole it's like Rico it's like a comedian, say, who became famous and funny, like doing coke and getting fucked up before the shows, and then he tries to stop, and he's like not getting fans anymore. So his craziness led him to where he's at. But I feel
he's not here. He's not here if he didn't have that side. He's overall a fairly boring guy when he's not on the edge. But he again, we've gone over this. You wind him up.
I know, but I feel like you just got to go back to the edge. Just go back.
But there is no edge for him. That's the issue. He's all or nothing. He's on the verge of murder and things of that nature. So I don't know what to do. I will say I took a high road. I'm not a rider, but I've sent both of you that picture. Rico dressed up like he was a Palestinian protester. Like he looked
the flag.
Identical. Like the fact that I don't know if anybody was self-aware when he got dressed up, but I sent it to Quigs. So I mean, what are you doing putting this guy?
No, that's not even the one you sent.
No,
you sent. No. Yeah, you sent the one.
No, I'll send it right now. And I'm like,
that one.
Put it up.
See, Austin didn't want to put the other one. This one.
Oh, I didn't want to put it up because that could get outside our world. It's an inflammatory picture.
You just brought it up.
Let's see it.
I didn't post this.
I mean, that's just ridiculous.
I texted back to the group of you, Dan and Rick. I said, "Where's the line?" Like,
I mean, that's just inappropriate.
It's so inappropriate. It's like but why would he dress like that? It was as though he was making this
zoom in.
Like that. The picture is not himself is not edited.
But no, I know the head. He didn't have the head thing on.
Dave, I didn't even know.
No, he did. The head thing is on the actual picture. That's not edited.
When you sent me the text yesterday, I had no idea of the context. I was like, what the fuck is this?
That is real. There's not an ounce of that is edited. Right there.
But why was that photograph taken? I don't know what's going on. Like, why was that photograph taken?
I don't know either. I saw it and I'm like, what? Why would he ever dress like?
What is he doing?
Literally looks like he just walked out of one of these protests.
That's what I mean. It's nuts.
Whitney, you thought that was edited? The head? No.
I thought the whole thing was edited. Like when you edit him in the Taliban.
Hey,
no, that's real.
I was like, oh, that's kind of funny. Like, why'd you send that picture? I didn't realize it was real.
Was his picture on the internet? Or Rich, did he post himself in that outfit?
Yes.
Oh, what is it?
Yes.
Healthy debates. He's getting the look. This is going to bring the numbers up, though.
Debate.
Into a hype beast. I don't know what that. He looks like he's a protest. Like he looks like he was out burning flags.
I don't understand.
That makes more sense. You guys didn't even realize it was actually like. I actually sent it to Quiggs. He goes, "That's the easiest Photoshop I'll ever have to do," because he was already perfectly dressed. You have to be out of touch. Like with a second I saw them, like he just dressed like he was at the DNC right now. Like that's what he dressed as. And I don't know if he knew it or what. He didn't respond to it because I sent it to him and Dan and everybody. I couldn't post it because I'm like, people, it looks so real. Like the Taliban ones, at least. Yeah, it is real, but he wasn't there. I don't think. Maybe he is. He was in Chicago. I don't know. Like that actually could be a totally real photo.
Was there a reason that sorry, Kirk, one sec, that this Barstool camp, you never even mentioned it. It's pretty good content. And was it supposed to be a surprise?
No, I was involved in it.
Did you hear about this prior, Kirk?
I heard about it briefly.
Maybe a little bit. I didn't know. You know what I got confused with? I think I got confused with the Olympics thing because I feel like that just happened. So I felt like I was like, is this the same thing? I didn't know.
The Office Olympics, yeah.
Yeah. Like I didn't, not the action. No, I did not confuse it with the actual Olympics, Whitney. So I was like,
it's an unbelievable set. It's really well done.
They put a shitload of money into it, huh?
Yeah. So I only found out really because Rico, we have the Travers. So I was like, Rico, you're coming to the Travers. Like, well, Barstool camp. But I didn't understand the grandiose nature of it.
Yeah, it seems like it's going well, right?
Yeah. I've been following very good.
I had the same reaction you did, Dave. I love these guys. This is beneath
the foreplay. Oh my God.
I don't know if you agree, Whitney. This is low. Like they should have said to these guys,
have an ounce of pride.
Go fuck yourselves. Like I don't know if you saw some of these names on this list. So if people don't know, next week's the Tour Championship, and I think the Wednesday before is that right?
Yeah,
they're having these sort of like whatever golf
the content creator classic or something.
Yeah, 9 holes.
It's a good idea.
It is a good idea, but like these guys like Fat Perez are in it, and all these other people.
So I sense from looking at the list,
the foreplay guys. Yeah, good.
I don't know of every name on that list, but the ones I do know, I think are scratch golfers. So
that's what I've heard.
Maybe they just, but I mean,
Frankie are good.
Foreplay's big enough. Yeah, Frankie's playing unbelievable golf. I mean, and like you said, if they're not going to let these guys in, these guys who have been at the forefront of YouTube golf, along with many others, they can't go hit the ceremonial tee shot like it's fucking like Jack Nicklaus at Augusta.
Right. It's
by the way, they complained. They complained. Here he is.
Oh,
they actually complained about it. They were like, "Oh, how are we not like in it?" And then they're like, "Here's a couple crumbs for you guys to eat." And
just crawling to the first tee like children. It's unbelievable.
It's embarrassing for all of us.
It's maybe the lowest moment in company history.
Frankie, you shot 72 with me at Deepdale, and you're out there hitting fucking inaugural tee shots like you're 84 years old.
You also, Ryan, have to clarify after you complained you weren't part of it. And then like, true, okay, Frankie? You guys can hit.
True?
Yes.
Can you guys hear me? We complained because we didn't like the way that the tournament was being set up. They wouldn't let us in because we're not good enough golfers, but we were always invited to be a part of the event. I think that's what's getting misconstrued here. So they basically said that Dan Rappaport could
maybe
play,
worse,
but Trent's not allowed because he shoots like 110. They only want people that have a chance to shoot under par, which is why like the Robbie Burgers aren't playing, or Grant Horvat, or like Rick Shields. There's huge creators that are not a part of this thing, not because
I saw
they're not
Horvat
big
on there.
or the brand.
Horvat is on there.
No, he's.
Uh-oh.
Well,
it was not.
Whatever. Rick Shields is not in. Robbie Berger's not in. Like, there's huge like OG creators in the YouTube world that
I
are
know,
not
but Frankie, none of those guys are
It has
hitting.
nothing to do with like.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
but they
mean,
wanted us still to be a part of the event. We're going to be there. We're selling our merchandise in the tent. We have all this stuff coming out the PGA Tour. Shout out to the President's Cup merchandise that's coming out later this month. Like, I don't know why
who
it's a
runs
bad
this?
thing to
The PGA Tour runs this event.
yes, right.
Yeah, it's a PGA Tour event. It came from the PGA Tour tweeting it. If we're going to be there, we're just going to be standing on the sideline watching like Dan be the announcer. Why wouldn't we be a part of the event?
Dan was invited. Dan was invited to play and said no. He wants to announce.
Basically, we did this other event with the
that
good,
was a
good
yes
guys,
or no
and,
question, by the way.
Well, he did say, yeah. He said no. He wanted to commentate. For
That's
the fact
crazy.
that if you didn't
That
play
seems like he's a
well,
little scared.
Whoa.
Well,
Rappaport was
no,
asked
for
and
the
said
fact that
no.
if you don't play well, you're not on the screen as much. So if you're going to be like the main commentator, like
Yeah, he's got you three doing it.
No, but we weren't. That's the thing. That's why we were complaining. Like, we were saying we should all be a part of it. And they were like, no, we're only taking like one guy from each group, whatever it might be. We only want the best players. So me and Trent, I literally wrote on Twitter, maybe next year, saying like, I thought I've been playing pretty well. Whitney,
Real well.
like I think I could beat like most of the guys. I even messaged one of the guys that were running this thing. I'm like, I could beat half these guys. This is crazy. He's like, yeah, well, like we'd love to get you involved one way or another. So if that's like,
and they turned around and said, hit a tee shot.
Yeah, I mean, I guess they couldn't add more players. You're
like, I can beat half the guys. Here you go, Frankie. We'll let you hit a ceremonial tee shot.
Is it a negative to like be a part of it, or should we have just been like, no, fuck that, we're not going to? I don't know.
Yes.
Is it a bad thing to be a part of it?
I wouldn't have done the tee shot. Yeah. No, clearly, I've made my feelings
but
very
we're not
well known.
like
I think
against like this event. Like, we're not like anti.
You guys look like your charity cases.
Charity cases.
But why? We were invited from the get-go.
Because
like,
you complained about it, and then like they're like, "Oh, you guys can get the charity shots." Like, "Oh, great, we'll go with the first tee shot." You jumping up to
the only people who hit ceremonial tee shots are like Arnold Palmer, who's 100, or somebody with some mental disability.
Yeah, a handicapped person. Yeah.
Isn't there any like funny part to that like we're like the horrific golfers that can't compete in the thing, and we're just like hitting the shot? That's what our brand is. We're not the guys trying to shoot under par.
So what happens when you as everyone's saying you play well, you just hit a good shot down the middle? Well, like, that's hilarious.
You should just keep going, well, I mean, Riggs, and be like, pull me off this course. I just striped one down.
Riggs hasn't hit a fairway in like 3.5 years. So I mean, I think there is some comedic value to him just going up there with like 10,000 people on the first tee and just ripping one into someone's shins. That's why
don't we do our own creator classic then that has like the people who are entertaining?
I would love to do that. I mean, we are doing something similar to that later on in this year. So, I mean, with one of the
Frankie,
other
I'm a
brands.
little confused about the Rappaport part of it, where they said, okay, Rappaport, you can play, but if he played, you guys couldn't do the announcing or anything?
Him getting the invite was like Barstool Golf getting the invite. And then when we heard it, I hadn't heard about the invite when I tweeted out maybe next year. I was pretty pissed off. Like, how are we not in this thing, like, to play in it? And then Dan texted me and he's like, we got the invite. I'm choosing to do the announcement.
Wait. I have a question. Just again, quick back up. Barstool Golf got an invite, but you didn't know about it?
I guess they had reached out to Dan first before I sent off that tweet.
So
saying like, we'd love to have you guys involved, but they want to play it. Well, Dan's Barstool Golf, yeah.
Yeah, but he didn't tell you like, hey, we got this invite. Dan got invited. Like you popped off and you didn't even know.
That is true. I texted Dan a pretty scathing text about it, being like, how the fuck are we not in this thing? And he's like, well, we are. I'm in it. And I was like, oh, okay. Like, at that point, that text message I didn't know.
I'll say, like, I'm not gonna, if you're the PGA Tour, like, is it really that interesting to have a bunch of like golf content
no names
be good at, like, isn't it fun to see guys suck for 9 holes? Like, why do I want to watch?
I wrote that word for word to one of the guys that like is running this thing. I said, is this a content event or is this like another extension of the event? Like, why wouldn't they just watch Thursday through Sunday, the best golfers in the world? It means nothing.
Like, I mean, Dan Rappaport, he's one of our guys. He's up there with, Riggs and fucking our Celtics guy in terms of like electricity.
And Mutt.
He's not that boring.
Like, that doesn't strike to me like, hey, I'm putting together a content event. Let's pick, I would argue, the best golfer Well, maybe. I don't know. He fell to pieces when I was in his kitchen, but like by far the most boring of the crew. And
Exactly. Yeah, I wouldn't cross the street to watch him play golf. Like, I'd much rather watch Trent or Jerry or Frankie or whoever. Rigs suck.
So
like,
why don't we do that? Why don't, if you're saying we already do it, why don't we put together people who take golf seriously? Our own creator, like the Bobby Burger and the Jerrys, and you guys are the people who are like, I'd rather watch not great golf than like scratch boring golfers.
Well, that is what they do, Dave. I mean, that's what foreplay does. I mean, that is what it is.
I mean, that is
no,
like
but
content.
I'm not saying there's not some huge creator classic. Let's do that. Let's get handicaps. Let's put a fucking $1 million prize together and have a real fucking tournament.
Wasn't there a tournament, Frankie, where a winner got into a PGA Tour event or something?
Yeah, that was like
and Dan played in that.
That was in Myrtle Beach, and he beat all the other most of the other creators. The only guys who beat him were the guys who were legitimate. Yeah, I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying.
I don't know what his brain is where you're like, I don't want to play in this because what if I'm not doing well? I'll be off screen. That's crazy.
That is true, though. They don't show the guys. Like, we were in this good event.
Well, then you might as well not be a PGA golfer, because if you're not near the top, then you're not going to be on TV.
It was stupid. Me and Trent were with Paige Sporanic. We were out there. I almost hit a hole in one. I'm screaming at the cameras. It was on NBC. I'm like, somebody put me on this thing. But because we weren't in the lead, they never showed us. So we kind of took that. And we're like, well, if you're on the camera, because Francis and Riggs during that event were on the commentating. They're like, they were all over the event. They're on the screen every single hole. They're trying to be funny. They're like getting in the mix with all the creators. So I think he just saw that as an opportunity to kind of take control of the event. Plus, they have Jake Marsh announcing. So I think
this sounds like it's going to be the most boring thing imaginable.
Yeah. Why,
like a bunch of scratch golfers that shoot 76, and it's like
I don't even know why we're going. It's ruined now. The idea of us going out there is just stupid.
You guys,
you need to go and hit a tee ball and walk down with your bag and have security drag you off the fairway.
Why are they having Rappaport announce, not you guys?
I don't know.
That's another fair question.
And Rappaport doesn't tell you until you tweet. This is some questionable.
Yeah, because not really Barstool golf, because you don't have to be good at golf to announce golf.
No, it's better. You don't want some boring guy being like, oh, that's middle of the fairway, hitting 8-iron, middle of the green. That's what we tried to do at the Corn Ferry. Like, you don't want to do that shit. Like, I don't.
What do you?
Frankie's brain spinning right now.
What's that, Frankie?
You see how red I'm getting? You wouldn't believe this. At 1 o'clock, I got a cardiologist appointment to check my heart because the doctor saw the Islander videos and they said, with my history and my dad and my grandpa, I have to check this out. You wouldn't believe I have my first cardiologist appointment today after going on this show talking about hitting the ceremonial first fucking shot. Look how red I'm getting. My mom doesn't like this.
Like he's Gene Saracen.
At 1 o'clock, I'm 31 years old. I'm getting a fucking stress test. They're putting fucking all these things on me. This is what I gotta relax. Let me go hit the golf shot. It's golf. Who gives a fuck? It's the PGA Tour.
It's embarrassing. It's super embarrassing. It's super embarrassing. And there's other people like, why can't Bobby Burger or the
funniest people, Foreplay and Bob Does Sports and those guys. At least Fat Perez is funny.
He's in there though. He's playing, which is good.
No, that's what I'm saying. They got one guy I've seen that's funny.
But you guys, it's because you complain that you're hitting the tee shot. That's the problem.
Yeah, I would say yes.
Well, yes.
It's a yes or no question. Yes.
They didn't announce the tournament and say, and the ceremonial tee shot will be from the Foreplay guys. You popped off. You guys are like, how do we not get in? And then next thing you know, you hit the tee shot like charity kids. Like, all right, we'll throw them a little cookie and milk, and let the Foreplay guys do their ceremonial tee shots.
But it's not cookies and milk. I would say like we have a bigger brand than most of the people that are in that thing. It's not about the brand or like the size of it. It's just good golfers. Like you probably don't even know half the people that are in there. It's just I don't know why they're doing it the way they're doing it. That's what I complained about. I don't know why it's about.
So do that. I'm telling you, I'll get, if you can get the top people in, I'll do $1 million tournament.
Done like today.
To the winner?
We would do that.
Well, I don't know how we do a prize pool. It'll be big. You have to have them in there, and you have to have real handicaps. But we're talking the top creators. Get them in. Let's do a tournament and keep content, make it funny, but just how we do our events where the prize pool has to matter. Prize pool has to matter for these things to really work. So if someone can win, I don't know, close to $1 million, that's pretty fucking good.
Is it okay if Dan Rappaport announces it? That's the only way I'm watching. That's just my only rule.
No, if there's $1 million on that, we need that guy hitting golf shots.
But we're doing it our way. We're doing it like when we did the Ryder Cup, where people can be walking down the fairway in your fucking ear and talk. It's like, if everyone's a real content creator, they should welcome it to be like funny and intense and real.
Like
if
the Red Lobster guy, like the real Red Lobster guy from Happy Gilmore, like in your face, screaming at you.
Yes. Yeah, right. Yeah, galleries on the course following you around. I'll give you that. Would be such great content. I'll put like an unlimited, the real Barstool Creator Cup. It doesn't matter if you shoot golf. There's handicaps. That's the point of fucking golf. So I don't know why you need scratch golfers. We're not trying to do that.
Well, we'll announce that, right? We'll go and do that.
Oh yeah, I'll announce that.
We'll do that. Yeah,
you could be in it.
All right.
Well, I would play in it if I'm not a golf creator. I thought, but I would play in it.
We're playing.
Well, I mean, you do the sandbaggers.
Well, that's true. You
just dropped one yesterday.
There you go. All right, Frankie. Good luck at the heart thing today.
Get to work on that.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Frankie, don't have a jam or eating a chicken parm sub today.
It is horrible that they're doing this tee shot.
All right, see you, Frankie.
See ya.
You have to make something viral out of that, where either you take a wedge and take a chunk out of the tee box, or you sprint down the fairway and force, like if you run on the field at a Major League Baseball game, guys to drag you off with your golf bag.
Did Rapport snake them? Am I missed?
Yeah, it
sounded a little snaky.
I think Frankie knew it. I don't know if he snaked him. Well, I think Rappaport has the best relationships with the real golf world.
Yeah, he's on the Netflix show.
Yeah,
but as I'm arguing with foreplay is always, who cares? Like, you built your brand not being like that.
Yeah, but Rapport may have gotten invited to do that, whether he had anything to do with us, regardless. Like, he has deep deep connections in that world.
Yeah, no, I get that. But yeah, that's going to be.
It'll be interesting to maybe can you dress as a charity case? I don't know how you do that, but mock the
up like Gene Sarazen used to do in like the '80s when it was a little hickory shaft and hit the first tee of the Augusta.
It goes 100 yards.
Yeah, it goes like to one of my drives. It goes like 90 yards. Like, that's what he should do.
It would have been okay. I get what they're saying, because they're not good enough generally to be in the tournament. If the invite was like part of the initial rollout, like we have these golfers, foreplay guys doing the ceremonial, but they complain, and then they just throw them some crumbs. Tommy John.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, Tommy John. Tommy John, the best underwear I've ever worn. I've transitioned to it. Soft, breathable, way, way good. And if you're not wearing like professional underwear, I don't know what you're doing if you're doing the old saggy stuff. Tommy John will change your life. Great days begin with great underwear. Go to TommyJohn.com/unnamed and get 25% off your first order with code unnamed. Tommy John.
I just got sent to me today right here in the mail. Today, Tommy John sent me a bunch of stuff. Open it.
I got a whole closet.
As long as it's not white. I love Tommy John. I got a white pair of white though, because
underwear.
Yeah, I ain't wearing white underwear. Even I'm 41, I'm still not doing it.
With like the boxer briefs, you want to wear white boxer briefs?
No, it's a risk of a skid mark, and I'm not gonna have my wife doing the laundry seeing her 41-year-old husband with a skid mark. But the Tommy John, red, blue, gray, I love.
I'm with you. I only wear blue. I wear dark as well because I just don't.
You never know.
I'm confident. I wear white all the time. It's my go-to.
Clean as can be.
What?
Clean as can be when you no matter what.
Clean.
Good for you.
Boudettes.
How's the Whitney and I were texting offline. You were basically begging for mold companies to come by your house, and
this is amazing.
I mean, you would think you were like a DJ. And
how much was that house when you bought it, and then the work? Are you in
13 million? I'd say it's another 5 million. I lost track on what went into the house.
And there's got to be a lawsuit in there or something, Dave. Like
it's under warranty. I can't use the people that did it because I don't trust them at this point. I'm at a loss. I'm sad. I'm disappointed. I'm chagrined. I don't know what else to say. It's a debacle.
Well, how bad is the mold situation?
Bad.
How did you finally realize it?
Because I have people who go check the house. They're there. Daniela sent me it's bad. Like it's bad when Danielle's like, they told me to order a bunch of like COVID masks to wear in the house. So I get the report. It just was a poorly constructed, and the humidity. There's leaks, duct. I don't know. I'm gonna find out. I had to take a deep breath and count my blessings, and I have a lot of them. Like, I had to go through the exercise of being like, some people don't even have fucking an apartment, and you got a bunch of nice houses and nice areas. So one of them's a mold infested disaster. Like, there can be worse things. I had to go through that exercise.
So you need your 6 months in a day for the tax purpose. So where are you going now?
So I actually don't. I planned on staying in the Northeast long, because I like the fall. So I stayed there later. I'm being told it's actually not the longest process once you figure out what's going on. It can be, because it's like an urgent thing. It's like a week or 2 weeks once they get in there, and they may be very expensive and them knocking shit and hacking shit and redoing. But once the process, I've researched, it doesn't seem like it's years. It seems weeks. So.
And then was there a thought that Kirk and I were mentioning? Is there a thought of not going to Twitter and begging somebody for a mold guy, being the multi-millionaire power figure you are?
Yeah.
No, because here's what I've discovered.
Darkest day of my life.
It literally is like The Natural. When they're like the day that guy walked in, the darkest day of my life. I find people, when you tweet, you get a lot of things. It's a lot of work to go through, but you do find very qualified people and people who are fans of Barstool and will take it personally and be, as opposed to just calling up any company. That has been successful for me when I've gone that route. And this is so serious. It's the other thing everyone says, mold's the biggest scam in the world. They're like, you're going to find companies because you don't know what they're fucking talking about. So getting somebody who knows me and is at least peace of mind. So that's why I go to Twitter. How else are you going to do it? The yellow pages? I found my contractor through who I thought would have never given me a recommendation of a guy who's incompetent, but I was wrong. So.
And this is the same guy who put the TV on the this guy sucks.
That's right.
Yes.
Darkest day of his life.
It honestly, it like you said, the house is virtually brand new, and you get mold and floor. But I just know with doing the research, I know the AC, the duct, everything they didn't do correctly. So you get leaks, and then in the humidity in Miami, the leaks turn into mold, and then you need the COVID mask. My dad has COVID.
Oh, is he okay?
Yeah.
He's testing for that? Is there
my dad?
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
I asked my dad, my dad's had, 942 vaccines. I go, well, I hope all of those vaccines, I'm sure this is probably not going to last very long because thank God he got all the vaccines. He goes, I don't know if you're trolling me, but I think that's the case. So, but he is doing better.
And I know you've mentioned a million times the hate for Trump. Is he watching the Democratic convention? And but is he cheering and clapping as the speeches end?
No, my dad, he's probably very typical of what a lot of people in the country, his entire motives and everything is he just hates Trump.
Same thing.
Doesn't matter who's going. He doesn't love the Democrats. He won't answer straight questions. Do you think what they did is good? He'll just, every answer, what do you think of this? Well, I hate Trump. And by the way, he hated Trump before he took office. He just hates Trump. So
he hated him prior to 2016.
Yeah, he's just always hated Donald Trump. he just hates.
So his nightmare. I mean, he hated him on The Apprentice. And then the guy became president. He's like, how is this happening?
Him. I don't know what caused it, but he's just always hated Donald Trump. So it's the celebrity Donald Trump guy he just didn't like. And once my dad doesn't like you, it doesn't matter. He's one of those, Donald Trump could give him $100. He'd be like, you should have given me 200. He hates Donald Trump. Always has.
What do you think of this?
But he's not like he doesn't like Paul.
Yeah, look at that. That is,
I forgot about that. That is great.
And you know what about this?
I'll never understand how a normal adult, forget contractor, puts the TV like that.
I love that.
You know what? And he tried to say it was in the plans. I said, show me the plans. Never produced them. I found plans that had the TV centered. And I'm like, here's the plans. He's like, well, I don't know. It's been one thing after another.
It's like going to the movie theater and there's like 5 open seats, but then you sit right next to one person. Like, it just looks so weird.
I said this, there's the contracting and it's like champagne problems, but once you go down the road, it's how do you get out? It's like that you're so dead. Deep with
they got you.
Yeah. It's been mold. I guess really dangerous mold can be. And everyone's like, you shouldn't say that because you ever sell the house. Well, I'm getting rid of the mold. Like, I'm gonna do whatever if I have to fucking knock the house down, I will. But the mold will be gone. But yeah, it's a pain in the ass.
Does it make sense for, I know it's not, the money's never what they say it is. It makes sense for Sirius to give Alex Cooper $125 million.
I'm so confused by this, Dave.
I'm sure.
I was surprised it was serious.
Dude, that's
the money doesn't totally surprise me. Now it's for her whole network. Right. Like Alex Earl is still fucking huge. Who she signed. She's got some European Madeline Algie or something. I know this from BFF, who's also big.
But what does it mean? Does it mean it's going on like
no? That was,
or is it just on Sirius? Like I don't understand.
I thought it was still available both places.
Right? There's no way there has to be.
Sirius was a weird. I'm not surprised somebody paid that and that amount of money, but I was surprised it was Sirius.
Well, you mentioned the big money you were offered for your daily show.
It wasn't that.
I know, but what was it? Close? It had to have been 40 million?
No, it was like 15 million
per year.
Per year for like a daily show. Yeah.
Wow.
I don't care. I didn't say it now, but like I didn't say it before, but they're giving that much money. Here's what I think. If I was saying where I think SiriusXM, if I was in their shoes, what I find interesting, I didn't really pay attention to their stock price. If SiriusXM went out and said, and I'm not saying who brings more viewers, even though I do think it's a little strange. Like the thing that I don't, the reason the fit, and maybe they'll be geniuses, is I don't see her crowd being like the SiriusXM in a car radio subscribing. That
the age doesn't make sense. Yeah.
Yeah. But maybe that's the whole point because it's a whole new demo. Yeah, if they're that loyal, it'll make sense for them. They get subscribers. And I know that Sirius at some point has to look at Howard Stern, and he's still the company, and be like, he's not going to do this forever. So what are we doing when he's gone? Because I think they need the replacement. I've always thought we're kind of the natural fit for it. We've never gotten there. We've never talked that type of money with Sirius. But if Sirius announced we're taking over, not just, and by the way, Sirius, doing a little inside baseball, they've only shown really interest in me. They haven't shown interest in our greater net. Like, I'll be like, we have fucking the Yak and all this shit. They haven't. They wanted me. But if we're like all of Barstool's going to Sirius, and it was really exclusive, it's like we're just doing it, their stock would go nuclear. Their stock did not go nuclear with this. So like when we did the Rumble deal, we made them billions of dollars instantly. And it wasn't billion. Their stock, their company, their net worth of their company, their stock went from 3 to 6 like that. So
and it stayed there.
Yeah, it went to 9. It's in the 6s now. Yeah.
Holy shit.
But she's not doing a daily show on SiriusXM.
I'm not sure. Maybe they have more plans.
No way. I bet no way she's doing that.
We are tied in, and sometimes it doesn't stay. Like Penn, because the thing didn't stay. But we are tied in and looked upon in a very favorable Wall Street manner, where if they gave us 200 million, 300 million, it's like all of you are coming here. They would make a fortune on just the stock movement. They really would. So that when I looked at it after the Alex deal, that kind of surprised me because the stock price pays for it. And they didn't get a bump there. But if Alex's crowd follows, they're gigantic. I mean, her podcast, obviously gigantic. Alex Earl's huge. So if they all go, it'll be worth it for him. And I think how do we get younger, more diverse?
Right.
But I was surprised that it was serious.
What number?
So if Sirius came and said,
I'm asking you, same question with you. Go ahead. Yeah.
Sirius comes and says, all right, we want Barstool, mostly sports. We got Yak, and then they're getting healthy debates, penny on a dollar. Like,
hell yeah, that's a great deal.
You think that
Honestly,
that number would be similar, right? Like, I mean, if you're getting all these shows,
I'd want way more.
250? Would you do it for?
I guess it depends what we're looking at. Are we doing what they're doing? It seems like their stuff is still available. But that makes no sense.
None. You're depriving yourself completely. If you're
maybe it's being windowed. Like Austin just chimed in. Maybe like you can hear it first on Sirius and then the next day it comes out, because that is important. But if I was doing the whole network, I'm not gonna lie, what I would have accepted and what I'd accept now has changed. Just like if you see someone else sign in the market, it's like, oh, well, I think we'd bring. I am so convinced that we would make them $1 billion if we did that deal, that I would probably hold out for more, or I'd take stock, but it would have to be a lot right now.
You've had no
conversation. But they don't view us as that, because we've never been in that stratosphere of conversation with them.
Well,
how many downloads does out like a Caller Daddy get? Like, is it once a week? I don't even know if
once
you know.
A week. No, it is. Like, it's once a week.
10 million downloads.
It's huge. I mean, I know it's huge, and she's like a superstar.
She's also completely rebranded herself. Like, she does like the Olympics now. She's like, people think she's like Oprah or something. Like, it's just smart. I don't know if
there's no more gluck talk.
Yeah, not when she's talking to Simone Biles' uncle. She's not doing that at the Olympics. No, I don't think so. But yeah,
good for her. I congratulate her. She texted like, won't be there without you. It's like, no shit.
That's true. Yeah.
But good for her. She's do you see the clip of Tommy?
Tommy had a very funny blog.
I did see that.
Yeah,
very
when
funny
he said
blog.
He was going to be bigger. I asked him, I'm in the office. I go, were you like, I rewatched the clip. Tommy, most of the time, is facetious and he was serious in that. He was like, I think I'll be bigger than them. Wrong.
That's got to be tough for.
That was right around the vape god, though, where he
was on the come up.
Vape god was on the come up, and then vaping was.
That's a tough Sophia Franklin day too when that happened.
Oh my God, that girl wellness check. That poor girl. What does she pass? So 60 million, 185 million. She's getting what? 80.
Even if she's getting 30 million, like just gone. Like I
Sophia with a F.
Who was that guy? What was his name? That idiot?
The Soup Man.
Yeah, that's right. Nelson?
The HBO, Peter Nelson. Yeah.
That's right. Jesus.
Yeah.
That guy's like, sorry, sweetie.
You want to talk about making peace, which, I mean, hopefully for her, so I have no, at this point, hopefully she has, but that's tough. That's tough.
Yeah.
That's not even like selling Apple stock in the 90s. I guess it is. It's just like she chose to go with some horrible computer brand instead of Apple.
Yeah, and it's like there was bad blood, obviously, in the breakup. Everyone, I think, is aware of that. So it's not just like, oh, I left to do something else and I screwed up. It was like, it's someone you don't like is having success on the highest level possible.
The Unnamed show is sponsored by BetterHelp. It's online therapy. Give BetterHelp a try. Convenient, flexible, suited your schedule. You fill out a brief questionnaire. Get matched with a licensed therapist and switch therapists anytime for no additional charge. Never skip therapy day with BetterHelp. Visit BetterHelp.com/unnamed today. Get 10% off your first month. BetterHelp.com/unnamed. Go to BetterHelp.com/unnamed. 10% off your first month. We thank BetterHelp for sponsoring us today. Get moving on there right now. All new therapy. Traditional therapy is great, but this is, for more for today. Online, you find your therapist, get matched right away, and start your journey. So we thank BetterHelp.
This response to make the 4-play guys wear Make-A-Wish shirts for the T-shot.
Something like that.
I mean, you got speaking of, I was thinking of this before you were talking about, you mentioned a few months ago about trying to get surviving on some sort of streaming platform. Got any conversations about that or no?
So UTA has been very good at setting up high-level meetings with like the right people. I don't know that we're any closer to that, but I've had good meetings with people
about that.
I don't know. I mean, it's coming quickly, so I don't. Yeah, but I guess when we air it, doesn't really matter because it's not like we're gonna film it. It takes a long time to edit and cut it and get it out. It's not like it's instantaneous.
Right. Oh, that's true. Yeah. It's November, December probably when it comes out.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Only a month away, Whit.
I know. I'm getting more.
Rear Admiral is in it. Rear is in it.
He's in.
Is he?
Yeah, he's confirmed.
He knows that.
Okay.
He confirmed this week.
All right. So he's not doing Chicklets, but he's doing Survivor. Okay.
It's $250,000. I mean, Jesus, what do you expect him to do?
He ain't winning.
That's well, you never know. It's an underdog story.
I'm not having anxiety about the show. I'm having like nervous excitement of just like how it's gonna play out. And like I can't stop thinking of what Dave said of like you have a better chance of winning sitting on the side and really not being a part of any electric content. But like I don't know if I want the show to go by and I got no moments of being like Rico screaming at the referee and Kirk holding him back after he stepped out of that box. So I've rewatched the episodes, and Will was pretty excellent at just
stay out of the way,
funny, but also staying out of the way a little bit.
It's a lot too, like where do you end up? Like if Will was with me in the beginning, I don't think let him just slide along being like Mr. Nice Guy. He got away with being Mr. Nice Guy.
Oh, where you wouldn't have allowed that.
Yeah, it depends. He was able to like cozy up and get on the right side of things.
Yeah.
I think I'll be gone fast. I think I'll be gone fast again, but we'll see. I've made no plans. I don't know if there's behind the scenes stuff going on.
Kirk's making plans, I think. I think Kirk's chatted.
How do you know that?
Well, I think last week you might have mentioned you've had some people reach out to you.
People reach out to me. I didn't say I've chatted, but people have reached out. But I don't, but I have no idea whose team I'm like. I have no idea who I'm going to be with. So it's like, and if you make too many of these alliances, you get fucked. So I'm trying to figure out who I'm with here.
So you have had, those sound like you've had detailed conversations.
I have not had, I can tell you, I have not had any.
I mean, even that
you responded to these
he just smirked like instantly.
He just mentioned making too many alliances after saying he hasn't talked any.
What I said.
I don't want to make too many of these die-hard alliances.
I haven't done a thing, though.
What I said was, if you make too many of those, you're going to burn yourself. I have not made too many of those, is what I said.
Right. Too many, right.
Have I spoken to either one of you about the show?
Nope.
I have not. No, I have not. So I don't, I don't think.
But an alliance with us three would be. I mean, we're all done.
That's not gonna happen. But I would, we could be on the same team. I don't know. Yeah, I have no idea. Who knows? But no, I've not had that many conversations. Not that many.
I feel like the screen's gonna cut out here in a second. The more Kirk talks about his alliances and stuff, we're gonna lose a reception or something. Yeah,
Justin, cut it, Justin.
It's just
Trudell just tackles the microphone, just runs on.
Trudell eats it.
Yeah.
Everyone's very friendly. I'll say that. Everyone's very. So RA's in.
They don't want you attacking their kids, their wives.
But RA's in. That's good for RA.
Yep, good for RA.
Good. All right. Anything else, boys?
I was curious, Dave, your girl Ponder got fired. I know it was a little light after we did last week, but is that surprising to you? Isn't that show the biggest show? And I don't know. It was weird, right?
It was out of left field. I don't watch the show. It's probably cost cutting, I would assume, what they're doing there. She's not on my hate list. She's been off of it. I've said that. She confronted me in that restaurant that one time at Catch and just we were jaw to jaw for an hour. And I gained a lot of respect for her for that.
And you took the first shot initially, right?
Yeah, we did.
Yeah,
we did not intentionally. Like it was, we were just riffing college football and talked about her. And she held on to that grudge for 5 years. Very much my respect. I think they overreacted. I mean, it wasn't that crazy of things we were saying, but yeah, it wasn't somebody who came at the clouds. I'm like, what's this person mad about? So I don't have a grudge. And then the Mina Kynes, people were trying to say Clay Travis, that I just always, she I really hate. Like I hate her.
I'm not a big fan either. Yeah.
What she did.
What happened?
Good.
So she got into it with Clay, but which I was neither here nor there.
Remember you guys being like, who's going to be richer? You're going to be richer. That was one of the most pathetic, douchey podcasts you've ever done in your life.
Am I frozen? I was frozen there.
Oh yeah, you should have been frozen during that show.
Yeah,
I
don't
think
remember
you're going to
it.
be richer.
I don't remember saying that. Anyways.
Oh, okay. Well, it did happen.
I don't. So basically, I don't know. They were going back and forth. Mina was saying she got like harassed by Clay's followers or whatever. My grudge with her, and I never had an issue with her. She's somebody I think like some people here were friendly with her. I kind of thought she was a common sense person. I didn't pay much attention to her either way. I never talked about her positively, negatively. When all the shit with Business Insider came out, she retweeted that article with less than maybe 30 seconds after it came out. Something like, not surprising. I didn't go nuts. I DM'd her privately, and I was like, here's all the facts. This is all bullshit. There's not an ounce of truth to it. Like, you have a big following. I'd appreciate like looking and be like, maybe there's more to it. Never responded, blocked me, nothing. So I hate her guts.
Oh, she blocked you?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And it wasn't a mean DM. It was just like, hey.
It was giving her the benefit of the doubt. It was very much like, you don't know, I don't know you, you don't know me. I saw you retweet it. This is all false. Here's the facts. And just blocked me, never recanted, never was like, and she did it with a later article. I don't remember who, being like, sometimes you react too quickly. You don't look at both sides of the facts. Like, I don't want to say dangerous. It's what we do, but to retweet those accusations that were totally false and not let the other side. So I fucking hate her guts.
I think that's fair.
Well reported story.
Yeah. Yes, that's right. So and I didn't go nuts on her based on that. I again was like, it's not that I sent her a very like down the middle, and I may have even done it twice. Like, maybe you didn't see it. Never recanted, never did anything, nothing. So yeah, I hate her guts.
It is pretty wild now that back when
I want to sue her.
Back when the hit pieces, the lawsuit you did worked out well.
Yeah, I literally wanted, when I was suing Business Insider, I tried to add her because I'm like, there has to be something libelous
that gives it,
like, yeah, like you have a big following and you just basically confirmed a totally false story.
You can't sue her for.
I want to sue everybody. I was just so mad.
I know, but
it was a well-reported story.
That's what you said, yeah.
Unbelievable. By the way, it's one of those things where she tweeted that so fast, like you didn't have time to read it.
She knew about it too. Yeah,
it was like Machine Gun Kelly hitting the Vibs one before he read it.
So yeah, I hate her fucking guts.
I mean, not to pump your tires, but it is kind of wild that all the hit pieces, there's got to be 4 or 5 of them, and they were all to take you down, and it just didn't work, and now you're kind of past them. Knock on wood. I mean.
Yeah,
there's not really anything else to think.
That's why I tweeted that. I'll still have people like you're like a predator or whatever. It's like based on that shit, and that sticks with you forever. Now, those are the people who don't like me, and they're never going to like me. It's almost like the politics thing. Like, everybody's made up their mind who they're voting for. It's just, who can get their vote out the most. But people have made up their mind about me, so it is what it is.
Kirk, who's going to win the election?
I still think Trump's going to win the election. He's going to get RFK Jr.'s endorsement tomorrow. And I do think when it comes down to it, people go to vote. Like, I get that Harris has this momentum right now. Everything's great. I've said this before. It doesn't come down to like states now. It comes down to 4 or 5 counties in America. And I think those counties, those people are going to vote and say, our groceries are twice as much as they were 4 years ago. I'm voting for Trump. So I think Trump will win narrowly. I think this Harris momentum now is fine, but a couple months from now, it's going to go away and people will vote for Trump. Trump will win close, I think. Very, very close.
I just want to see that debate.
Yeah. I mean, I'll give this, like, for somebody, Harris didn't get a single vote. She hadn't said a single thing of substance since she was putting it up. Like, but I'll give them credit. They've done a great job selling her. Like,
it's crazy.
Democrats,
but that's what they're good at.
They're all in. Yeah, they're all in right now. 1,000%. They gutted Biden, which was the right move. Like, they got rid of him. And now, like, they have all the momentum because they did it. So they handled it perfectly. And
they just have her on, like, they won't let her talk, which is smart. It's like the only thing you can do is get in trouble by talking. So they don't let her talk.
Yeah, I think they figured out, like, we were talking about my show today, like, Trump went on with Theo Vaughn. He was talking about cocaine and stuff like that. Like, Harris is not ever going to be put in that position. She's just not going to do it. She's not. It was like, Trump talked to Dave 4 years ago. Like, if Harris called Dave tomorrow and tried, you'd do it, right?
Oh, that would be electric.
Wouldn't do it.
Nah, I would do Harris maybe. Keep in mind when I did Trump. Keep in mind when I did Trump, she would never do it because I'd ask hard questions. But when I did Trump, he was a sitting president.
I know, but she's the vice president of the United States. I mean,
that's true. That's true. That's the one thing I never get is like, we're going to do this, we're going to do that. Where it's like, well, you're in office. Like, what do we talk? Like, you're in office.
I know you'd be preparing for the interview, but can I get one of these hard-hitting questions you may ask her?
For Kamala?
Yeah.
Yeah, let me think of one of my hard-hitting questions.
Kirk, I'm going to hit her with the hard hitters.
Well, no, I like.
What's your favorite pizza?
Well, I'll give you a question for Harris right now.
40.
She keeps saying, when I'm president, we're going to fix this, we're going to fix that. Well,
that's what I just said.
You've been in office now for 4 years. Why isn't it fixed?
Okay, devil's advocate. I think the vice president is just pigeon tossed and it just does whatever the president.
No, but she's with Biden. She just endorsed his plan, right?
She also can't say that. She can't say she's running on his record, right? She can't say, but I have no power. Like, what kind of argument is that? And I'd also say to her, like, hey, like, we all knew about this condition this guy was in for 4 years. Like, you just found out 2 months ago? Like, questions, I would think questions like that, Dave.
Border questions, the tax question. She basically does. There's a lot of questions that you could probably ask. Crime, like their party, what's going on right now. The craziest thing, all these protests outside the DNC, those are their voters.
Does she know
those are their voters?
Does she know the mold guy in Miami? There's lots of questions.
Yeah, the mold thing. The mold would be a good one.
Mold's a biggie. So you're off to do the racing this weekend?
Saratoga, going to go right after this. Yep.
And my friend Mutt will be there, Dave.
This is big.
God. He everything about him screams bored.
I love him.
Most boring guy in America. He's the most boring.
Unless I love him because I've only ever heard him with Kirk, and Kirk brings out the best in him. But
this was unbelievable.
Stack.com. Subscribe for free. Look at that. At muttstack.com. 4 hours in the car. Travers week. Get to Saratoga and find out. Breaking news in Boston radio. EEI lineup changes.
Okay, I can't listen.
Totally
to
on it.
Kirk's ruined him because if he doesn't take the offer from Kirk to be producer, Kirk's gonna hate him. And then if he goes to Barstool, Kirk will hate him.
We're going down the list of producers. Nobody takes his job. We're bringing the guy next week to produce who has never worked. He's a plumber in Pennsylvania. He's coming in to interview for the job next week. He doesn't even know how to turn on a computer. We have nothing. Nobody wants this job. Nobody.
Shocker.
Oh, shut up. I'm just fucking trying.
Like, what an absolute shocker.
I don't know. All right.
They gotta get screamed at to win sprint, go to Canopy Lake Park.
It's not true. It's not true. All right, boys.
See you later,
guys.
Next week.